Leave us a talk back with the free Bob and Sheri app.
Hey guys, this is James from Central Wisconsin. I was listening to a recent podcast about a caller calling in about moose nostrils. There is a bar in my hometown that sells turkey testicles during hunting season. I have no clue on how they got them, but you can either get them grilled or deep fried. Never had them, but my sister had eaten them before, and I don't know what they taste like. I can't remember what she said it tasted like, but we have something similar to that during hunting season. So, talk to you guys later. Bye.
I know how they got them. That would be with a knife.
My first question is, and I don't want to in any way, I don't want to hurt a turkey's feelings or disrespect him, but man, it would seem like you'd need quite a few to make a meal, wouldn't it?
It did seem that way, yeah, to me.
Mm-hmm. It's not like bull testicles, because that's a pretty big meal, bull testicles.
Oh my God. Or sheep even. My late stepdad, as a kid, they were so poor on this farm in Utah that during sheep season, they would eat those. And he said, when I made a face, he said, "Oh, you put French's yellow mustard on it, you can eat just about anything." And I think there's truth in that, because if you think about French's yellow mustard, you could probably eat a baby's sock with enough French's yellow mustard on it.
So they say that you should cook it with an Oriental tandoor. In an Oriental tandoor oven with potatoes and mushrooms. There are several, I'll underline that word, several turkey testicle. This is going to be hard to say. There are several turkey testicle festivals in the United States.
Okay. I'm assuming that they're in like where he lives in Wisconsin. Does it say how many per, you need to feed a family? Like how many per serving?
It doesn't, no. But I'll give you some information about the turkey testicle. Turkey
testes. Well, I was going to say,
That's why
guys,
the people listen. Let's have it.
You're grossed out and everything, but like, just think if there was a cataclysmic civilization-ending event, you now know, and everyone listening knows, that in a pinch, you can eat moose noses and turkey testicles. That's information that could save a life here. Like the FCC should give us a ribbon because that is some important information.
There are festivals honoring this in Huntley, Illinois, Dunlap, California, Fargo, North Dakota, Deerfield, Michigan, Oakdale,
These are
California,
all hunting areas.
Ashland, Nebraska, Stillwater, Oklahoma, Salmon, Idaho, Clinton, Montana, Suring, Wisconsin, and Dundas, Wisconsin. So Wisconsin's prominently featured in this.
There's a lot of wild turkey in Wisconsin. That's
Apparently.
why. Yeah. Huh. Okay. So, all right. Death is not an option, and you have to enjoy a freshly boiled moose nose or some tasty Wisconsin tavern turkey testes. Go.
Mm-hmm. It's deep fried.
I'm having
Lamar.
the nose.
It's deep fried.
I'm having
Lamar.
the nose.
Yeah, as long as it's fried, up the nose, because I've checked on this nose thing. It's supposed to be like an onion ring a little bit, so I like an onion ring.
I'm going
But
with
if it's
the turkey
fried, I'll
thing.
try anything fried.
Yeah. Deep fried turkey. Yeah, I bet those are tasty.
They are about the size of large olives and can be paired well with cocktails. They're also known as short fries or Rocky Mountain oysters.
Okay, the Rocky Mountain oysters. I get that.
I just want to be in a restaurant and say, "How's the nose tonight?"
Short fries. So if they're the size of olives, you would need a bunch to make it a meal, right? A lot of male turkeys have to sacrifice for you at that point. But I suppose there are lots of male turkey bits roaming around, especially this time of the year for Thanksgiving.
Bob and Sheri books, swag, and the mother of all mothers merch. Just hit shop at bobandsheri.com.
I was just listening to your podcast about the name for the cookbook for Lamar. And by the way, this is Mary from Ohio. Anyway, I just wanted to tell you the sensuous cook is good, but you could also kind of have it subtitled "Since You Is the Cook." Just a thought. Just a thought. Love you guys. Been listening to you like 17 marriages ago between all of us. All right. Take care. Love ya. Bye.
Is that how we're measuring our listenership now?
I love it.
Since you is the cook.
Since you is the cook,
I
17
love that.
marriages. God, could that be right? Between Mary
No.
and all of us. So wait, Lamar's had 2, and you and I have had 3 each. So that's 8.
8.
And Max and
Mary's
Doc
had
haven't
2.
had any. Mary's had 2. That's 10.
19.
Kevin's had 2. That's 12. And then I guess Mary's been married 5 times. Wow. You know what that says about this show and this audience? We believe in commitment and love. We believe
Yeah,
in
that's
love.
exactly right.
Well,
We
we
love
believe in
too
commitment to a
much.
point. To a point.
Yeah.
We believe in commitment to a point.
Because we believe in love. And Bob's right. We love too
We
much.
love too much.
Don't we, Bob?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
We love too much.
That's always been my problem. I just love too much.
Since you is the cook. That is so good. I really like it. Oh, how's the cookbook coming, Lamar? Are you working hard on it?
I'm eating some stuff. I mean, I'm thinking that's helpful.
That's a good start. Since you is
What
the
was
cook and
the-
all.
That seems to be
I'm
the
testing
easiest part of the cookbook, doesn't it?
Yeah.
What was the
Yeah.
title that I came up with? It was something very simple, like Lamar Eats
Eating
that
with
what I-
Lamar, I think, was
or
what you
Eating
came
with
up
Lamar.
with. Yeah, eating with
Yeah.
Lamar.
Yeah. That's,
Yeah.
that's a
I think we
somewhat
have to
lazy
be.
effort, I think, Bob.
I had
It's
someone.
not. You
I had
want to
someone.
keep it simple. Although
I had
Lamar
someone-
Eats, I could see some problems there.
Well, I had someone DM my Facebook who said, "What about?" And they had a list of cookbook titles for Lamar, and one of them was "Lamar Eats You," and I was like, I don't think so. That was
no.
going to be.
No,
that's not.
No.
That's a different book.
Yeah.
That's a different book. That's completely.
Yeah, whether cannibalism or not, it's just not
Yeah,
going to
it's
be the
different
right
books.
book
This is a
for
different book. Yeah.
for the sensuous cook.
Good
Oh,
dodge,
my
Sherry.
gosh.
Real good dodge right there.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Well, what are you going to do? 17 marriages. Some people are embarrassed about that sort of stuff. I am not one of those people. I would rather own and name and claim my failures and go on and try to do better than spend my life seething in misery because I'm afraid people would judge me.
Say that again. You would rather what?
I would rather own and name and claim my failures than sit and seethe in misery because I'm so afraid people would judge me for having failed.
Oh, yeah. You've always been that way from the beginning. You didn't try to hide your father's nefarious past. You owned it right away and took away any power that somebody might have, saying, "Oh, did you hear Sheri? You won't believe what her childhood was like." If you
Oh,
own
you
it,
wouldn't.
it's so true. If you own it, you take away anybody's power who wants to belittle you.
Well, plus, don't we all know someone, at least one person, maybe it's in your family, who is desperately unhappy, but they're so afraid of what people would think or say that they stay in that unhappiness, whether it's their career or their marriage or whatever it is. And that unhappiness after a while changes who you are. Like it's called epigenetics. It changes you at the cellular level. And unhappiness becomes not just who you are, but it affects your health mentally and physically.
You're beaten
and then-
down.
And then
You're
you look
beaten
up
down.
one day
Yeah.
because as Smash Mouth has taught us, Bob, the years start coming and they don't stop coming. And you look up
Right.
one day and you're like, what happened?
It's the stuff we wouldn't, couldn't, shouldn't do on the regular show. The Oddcast on the free Bob and Sheri app.
I had to get an ingrown toenail worked on.
Oh, that's right. Oh, God, that's right. Oh.
Yeah.
And when you
Yeah.
say worked on, you mean by one of them fancy book learning doctors, don't you?
Oh yeah, because I'd done all I could do. I had actually did my own surgery and it did not go well. So, and I'm an ex. I'm over my life. I've had some ingrown toenails, and I've told you But my mom, when I was a kid, if I had an ingrown toenail, we would scrape a potato, put it on the toenail, or put it on the toe and wrap it up in a big bandage. And overnight, it would draw the soreness out, and the potato would be like black when you opened it up, and the soreness would be gone. And you could get some scissors and a knife and a razor blade and a chainsaw, whatever you had to have to work on it, and get it squared away. And so I got
I'm
all
glad
that
we're
done.
opening with this, by the way. This is
So wait a minute. Did you not try the potato cure this time?
I did.
Why didn't you?
I did, and it did exactly what it was supposed to do, which it allowed me to, because it already been, it was getting infected. So this got
Lord.
that squared away. This got that squared away, and it allowed me to go after the nail to get it squared away. And I dug and I dug and I dug.
Oh, Lord.
And I got to a point where I just could not, I couldn't go any further. I couldn't go any further without some sort of some sort of something. So I made an appointment with the doctor. And so I go in, and so I'm sitting there, and the nurse comes in, takes my blood pressure and all that kind of stuff. And she goes, well, go ahead and take your shoes and socks off. And I did. And so she said, what's the problem? And I just sort of pointed at it, and she goes, whoa. She said, that looks painful. I said, well, no, it is. That's why I'm sitting here. And I told her I had tried I told her I tried the potato.
Oh, you did not.
I did.
Oh, you are the talk of that practice now.
And she said, can you say that again? I said, well, you're a nurse. I said, surely you know about this. I said, you scraped the potato. I told her. She said, did you get that from your grandmama? I said, no, I got it from my mama. And I said, it normally works. And so,
good heavens.
She said, we'll see what we can do. The doctor will be in here in a little bit. So he came in, and he looked down at it, and he said, man, you've been working on that, hadn't you? I said, yeah. He said, whew, you got a good start on it. He said, but I said, I couldn't get deep enough. I just couldn't do it. I said, I'm sweating bullets, man. I said, I couldn't go any deeper. So he gave me a shot, the Novocaine and everything. Or not Novocaine, whatever it was. Give me a shot in the toes to deaden it.
Yeah, painkiller.
And so then his assistant comes in with a tray. And I'm sitting there, and I'm in this chair that goes up and down. I look over at that tray. You ever watch a movie where the terrorists have captured the hero, and they're going to make him talk? And the guy comes in, and he unfolds that stuff. And there's all kinds of silver things on there that are just deadly looking. I mean, deadly looking. And I'm thinking, I'm going to talk. I'm not going to, because I felt like I was in a movie. And he come in, and I said, man, that's a lot of hardware. He said, it's not that big. I said, well, to you, it don't look that big. To me, it looks really big. And he said, I'll prop your chair up so you can be more comfortable in case you want to sit. I said, no. I'll talk to you the whole time. I'm not looking at it. I don't want to see you doing it. I know I won't feel it, but I don't want to see it.
Instant access to the podcast, oddcast, fun size, and more with the free Bob and Sheri app.
Hey guys, it's Brittany from the Philippines. This time I was calling about the oddcast when you guys were talking about cutting the tie. I'm also a pilot, and so when a student pilot does their first solo flight, you cut the back part of their shirt out. And at my flight school, my instructor and I just dated it and signed it, and then we hung it up on the wall, and that means we soloed for the first time without our instructor. So anyway, just saying what you guys found was definitely accurate, and that still goes on today, at least in flight school. So, and congratulations, Sheri, on your True Word stuff being the best women in podcasting. See ya.
Oh, wow.
That's nice.
So,
Thank you, Brittany. That was really cool about the cutting out the back of your shirt.
yeah,
All these little rituals.
If people didn't hear about it, it was these people. Lamar talked about somebody come in and got their tie cut when they got a promotion, wondered where that came from. And it came from pilots. And so what happens is the instructor sitting behind you no longer needs to be able to tug on your tie or your scarf because you're not doing the right thing. Now you're free of that, and that's what that symbolizes. So the back of your shirt, that makes sense
That's cool.
as well.
Yeah.
So let me jump in. So True Weird Stuff, the podcast, won Best Podcast in the History category in the Women in Podcasting Awards.
Congratulations.
That happened because of all of you who voted for it. I mean, this was strictly like, this wasn't some committee. This was you, the people who listened to it, voting for it. And so I knew that I was nominated. And so I show up at the award thing. And they were like, you must have a thank you speech ready. Every nominee must have a thank you speech ready. And I was like, listen, I'm not going to need one, but okay, sis, whatever. And so, they're going through and it's like, and the best podcast in wellness and the best podcast about faith and the best history podcast goes to True Weird Stuff, hosted by Sheri Lynch. And as they announced it, I was like, oh, well, what are you going to do? You can't win them all. And then my brain went, wait, I think you won that. I am so, and this is not even like a joke. I am so used to us not winning things that we get nominated for that I was unprepared to actually win something. So to every single person who listens and voted, we just cannot thank you enough. Yay. And so many people work for free on this podcast and just pour their hearts into it. And it's so much fun to write and so much fun to do. And we're so thankful and grateful. And we finally won one, y'all. We finally won one. All right. I think we have
obviously, I was the thing that's been bringing us down. As soon as you went solo, we got to win.
That is the most Bob thing you've ever said.
You could ever say.
Write that down, Sheri. Write it down.
I'm putting it in the book of Bob. Do not make me.
Sheri, congratulations. That's fantastic. Yeah. That really is.
It was
great.
It was very exciting. To be as a woman creator in podcasting is huge anyway. And the history space tends to be kind of hyper dominated by the dudes. I could probably make my life a lot easier if I'd stop working in male dominated spaces. But, after this all ends, I'm going to try out for like an NFL team. Maybe I'll be a kicker or something. See how that goes for me. I think we have another one.
Hey, everybody. It's Amanda from upstate New York. And I just had an epiphany this morning listening to the podcast. You start each show by saying that Sheri was voted one of the most influential women in radio again, but we don't know for how many years running that is. And I've been listening for well over 20 years. And so has she won 20 years in a row, 3 years in a row? I really don't know. And I think, Sheri, it's such a huge accomplishment that it would be really wonderful each time you get the award to update that message so we know exactly how many years you have been voted and selected for this, because it's a huge honor. And anyway, I think we need to, toot our own horns sometimes and support each other. So that is my recommendation. Love the show. Thank you for everything. Have a good day. Bye-bye.
Oh, wow. Oh, my gosh. Well, Bob, I know you're enjoying this break.
Yeah. I'm recording it so I can play it back.